What a great segue now that we've established the woke topic to talk about what has been going on this week that everybody is talking about. Dave Chappelle's special, the reaction, Netflix, and the trans community. Now, if we establish right here at the beginning that all three of us are supporters of all laws that protect trans people, that we believe in all the dignity, equality, and respect that can be afforded to trans people, can we have an honest, free discussion about this?
Many people don't think so, but...
Right, many people, that's what bothers me to begin with, that there is, this is what I call the one true opinion. Very apropos of your religion theme, John. There is the one true opinion, and there isn't. There isn't just one true opinion. I'm a free speech guy. Now, I'm Team Dave, but that doesn't mean I'm anti-trans. We can have two thoughts in our head at the same time. Am I right about that? I hope.
But there's only one truth. There's a certain kind of person who, and the book that I wrote, I have to mention it explicitly once, it's called Woke Racism. The book that I
Didn't I mention it?
Yes, you did.
I did.
But I have to say it too.
Okay,
for
good.
my public...
It's fantastic.
Right, thank you very much. But what a certain kind of person thinks is that what we must hold front and center is battling or striking battle poses against power differentials. And that must center everything that we do intellectually, artistically, morally. That is the main thing. There might be some other things. You can barbecue now and then, but that is the center. And if you're not doing that, you're not just somebody who's annoying, you're a moral pervert, and you must be defenestrated and chased out of the public square. They don't put it in those words, but unfortunately, that's what they mean. That's what we're up against. And so that's why there's some people who think that there's one truth. They think they have found the final solution. They think they are Kant. They aren't.
Kant, the philosopher.
See, I dropped some philosophy.
Want to confuse anybody out there and get us in bigger trouble than we always are. Immanuel Kant, K-A-N-T, the philosopher.
Yes.
And he was a bitch, that
That's
guy.
it
Let
for
me
me.
tell you. Okay.
I'm going to lose my job.
No, you're not. I'm going to lose mine. Well, we're all going to lose our job. Okay. But as a professor, though, of language, here's what I thought I would get you on, even though that's going to be the subject of my editorial next week, because it's, I think, a much bigger subject than just this, but this gets at it. Words have meaning, but not anymore. And when I hear transphobic, phobic has a meaning, fear. I'm not transphobic if I merely disagree with you. It's not hate. I mean, here's what one of the reactions from someone who worked at Netflix said: this is not an argument with two sides. Well, right away you lost me. It is an argument with trans people who want to be alive and people who don't want us to be. Well, that's just ridiculous. Dave Chappelle does not want you to not be alive.
Amen.
It's just... And... You know, you're not automatically right if you're trans. You're completely equal. You're just not automatically right. And it doesn't behoove everybody to get their mind around very new changes. I mean, we were boy and girl for a very long time. It's only been 10 years since, how long have we had gay marriage? You know, I mean, talking about the Democratic voter, I'm sure there's a guy in Ohio going, I just got on board with gay marriage. Could you give me a minute? This idea that we're not any gender when we're born is very new and very radical. That you're born is just jump ball.
But
You have a penis. It could mean you're a boy, but that's that's a very new idea, and I'm not sure I'm down with all of it, and I don't have to be.
But Dave wasn't battling power differentials. He wasn't immediately on board, and that person from Ohio needs to do some learning and some adjustment.
Yes.
But that means that you are a heretic and you have to be pushed out a window because you are not battling the power differentials. And what you see is that there's one thing this is. These people who do this about race, who do this about trans, who do this about anything, think of themselves as ahead of the curve. They think of themselves as indicating some sort of higher wisdom. Really, it's a very simple way of looking at things. People like this, no matter what they're arguing on the basis of, are telling us the way you would have thought of it when you were 5 years old is the proper way to think of it. That doesn't work. Never will.
Bill, You've been a comedian. Being a comedian seems like a really, really tough job. I think we can agree that comedians' primary role is to entertain, and it's sometimes to make us think. But no one thinks it's a comedian's role to tell us how to think or what to think, and attributing that role to Dave or any other comedian doesn't serve art, the artist, or society at all.
Well, I mean, I was going to read some of these reviews. I'm just going to read this one from NPR. It's because the reviews from the critics so at variance with the audience. Rotten Tomatoes, that's a amalgam of reviews. I think in this case 7. His special got a 43%. Audience 95. Says a lot about the differentiation between real people and the.
We're seeing this again and again. Defund the police, says an oh, so sophisticated person. And a person living in a dangerous neighborhood doesn't want it, and there are more of them than there are of the people, you know, wearing T-shirts saying defund the police. Or Latinx. I don't have any problem with Latinx, but it doesn't seem to be making any inroads into the communities where most Latinx people live. And so you have this sort of educated dialect way of thinking. And that's the case here, where all of these people, I think, to get back to this simplicity idea, they see that Dave Chappelle is a comedian. There are layers of wit and irony and attitude going on. And instead, we're told to just read it as if it was the Three Bears, and we're being told that that's sophisticated, when really that means that these people who are, you know, so annoyed that anybody says some words or expresses some ideas are saying that most of America aren't sophisticated. And yet, last time I checked, they were arguing on the basis of disempowered people.
Or that there's a connection, that because you don't agree with what he said, which again, I don't think is transphobic. A lot of the special is about how he has this friendship with a trans person who is his opening act. But that it's going to lead to violence. Now, there has been an uptick in violence, as there was with Asian Americans in the last couple of years. Of course, we condemn this. Of course, we should do everything we can to stop it. But I don't think Dave Chappelle's special has anything to do with it.
No.
Now, let me read the NPR. NPR said, it sounds like Chappelle is using white privilege to excuse his homophobia and transphobia. Wait, now Dave Chappelle can have white privilege? I'm really confused now.